Hello. Today we have a look into the Immortal Nova Sorc build in Diablo 2. So let's dive directly into it. So, as the name already says, it is a Nova Sorc. So let's go to the skills. We have that 1 point into ice armor, we have 1 point into warmth, and the rest is in the tree of lightning. We have a maxed out Nova, we have a maxed out synergy static field, and we have a maxed out lightning mastery. Almost maxed out. It's last maxed out because this is hardcore and safety is most crucial part, even over damage. So the defense concept we have here to give her the name Immortal is we play with energy shield. So 20 points into energy shield and in its synergy telekinesis, 20 hard points are most important. The rest gets 1 point each. I play with Thunderstorm because it makes kind of passively a bit damage and the synergy static field is maxed out anyway, so 1 hard point here is not too big of an investment and deals over time quite a bit of damage. Cool, so let's deep dive into the Mercenary first, and then we come to the core, the items, the gear, and the stat points. The Mercenary is, you can go with an Insight or with an Infinity. Mercenary depends how much budget you have. You want 40 as an armor, as best in slot, and an Andy phase ethereal. I haven't got this, so I go for the much cheaper option Bulwark. So let's deep dive into the items and the stats. You want for sure in hardcore maxed out resistances. You want for sure in hardcore you want max block. Okay, so I think I switched a small charm or anything around, so this is why I haven't the 75% here, but you aim for 75% block chance. And what you want to get this Immortal, you want energy shield, so you spend no point into vitality, you spend enough points into dexterity for max block, and you spend enough points into strength for wearing your complete gear. And the rest goes to energy. As the Sorc is the one and only character getting 4 mana from 1 point in energy. You should, with level around about 90 and complete points in energy, you should land around 2000 mana. And the rest comes here from the mana charms. The maximum you can get here, I think, is 59. And you can, I think, get up to 36 life on top. But those are immensely pricey. So you want an Annihilus and a Torch. As you can see, I spend a bit to get those resistances, quite a decent roll, 19 and 20. You can run her with a Heart of the Oak Flail, which could be better damage-wise. I decided to go for Wizard Spike. Is that just for MF? You could socket here anything you want, but yeah, normally you can go with an Heart of the Oak, but this is the much cheaper option. You really want the Frostburn gloves. This is kind of mandatory for an energy shield build. Uh, there is, yeah, you could go with Mage Fist, but you would and lose like 400 mana here. This is not worth the 20 fast cast rate from Mage Fist. You want an Arach for 20 fast cast rate and the skill point. You want at least one Stone of Jordan for the extra mana. You see it makes the difference of about 300 mana. I go for a Dwarf Star because of the Fire Absorb and the 15 magic damage reduce. We will come to that in a few minutes. I go for a crafted, kind of not too good. I crafted it on my own, so I think it was one of my first 5 tries. Bit fast run walk, mana, max mana, mana regen, and a bit of defense. Sorry, a bit of resistances, but not necessary at all. So now comes the crucial part. What you want is you go for Bane of the Gladiator. Socket either with Sol or Malrune for either damage reduce or magic damage reduce. You want those two attributes as high as possible. And you have Cannot Be Frozen here, which is really nice to have. You have a bit fast hit recovery, which is also nice. And this is in combination with Gerke's Sanctuary, the essential part of the build, because you have here an increased block chance. I socketed with an Eld rune to save some points in dexterity, but you could, or maybe shall, socket it actually with a Sol or Mal rune for even more hard points, damage reduce or magic damage reduce. What else you want? You want +3 lightning skills amulet, and best, but it's really price intense, you want damage reduced by, I think maximum is 25. So 21 points here for me to optimize. This is what you want, what is best in slot for this build. And you want a Harlequin Shako with an either Sol or Mal rune socket. So this is kind of it. Why does this build actually work? So the easy thing about it is the energy shield. So here we have a staff, sorcerer staff with +9 to energy shield in total. It gives me here a level 40. This is the aim. It absorbs 95% of all damage except of poison damage. Level 40 is the aim. With level 20 telekinesis, the damage you take on your mana instead of your life is decreased by 25%. So each damage you take, you only take, so one damage taken will be 0.75 damage to your mana, which kind of increases your overall pool about 25%. So the rest 5% coming through on damage will be decreased by damage reduced about here about 37 and the magic damage about 40. Magic damage is everything fire, light, cold, and damage is physical damage. So this is already it. You want the 68 or 63 fast cast rate cap. You want to get that. So either with Wizard Spike and Arach or Hoto and Arach and 1 fast cast rate ring. Okay. Sorry, yeah, with the main slot I have 53 and 52 damage radius and magic damage radius. So let's have a look how that works in reality. So you buff yourself, you get your ice armor, you get your energy shield up. In hardcore, I do that in town before I leave to the waypoint, and let's, for example, go here, buff again with the thunder, and try that out. So with an, with an insight, you are even more stable as with an infinity, but with an infinity you deal much more damage. So I do nothing here. You can see life isn't changing at all. Mana is changing quite a bit, but not too much. And the Mercenary and the Thunderstorm is dealing the damage until everything around falls apart. So it is, or it can be, quite a pricely intense build, but you have, it's such a super funny build, at least for hardcore. As soon as you get over the level 30, 32, 35 in energy shield, you really can feel the difference damage-wise. And if you have the 40, so level 40 energy shield, and Gerke's Sanctuary Shield and the Gladiator's Bane, you really feel like you are kind of immortal. There are situations where you need to watch out. So for sure, everything around mana burning situations and so fire shrines here dealing damage nonetheless. If you have energy shield and damage reduce or not, it just rips you. Don't click those shrines. And the rest, ED, curse, nothing happens, isn't any issue. But you need to watch out with dolts, with souls, and with really, really high physical damage, at least as long as you don't have the best in slot amulet with 25 damage reduced. Mana shrines are the non plus ultra shrines you can have with this build, or with most energy shield based sorceress builds, because you just regen mana super fast and are kind of immortal. And if you start doing damage by yourself as well, you can see and tell, even here with mana burning, you can see if you have a look on the mana and life, it is kind of nice to play in hardcore, gives you a good feeling not to be too much in danger and need to be too aware, so you can almost play that character in hardcore brain AFK. Almost. You see ED curse does nothing. Standing in mid of the crowd. Have a look at the life and the mana, doing nothing, just standing around. This is easy playstyle. Here, champion pack, ED curse, champion pack, nothing changes at all. And yeah, it is quite pricey. Actually, the Gerke's Sanctuary with the has highly variable stats. The resistance is from 20 to 30, I think. The damage and magic damage radius are really variable. To get a good roll, you may need to pay some runes, but for get her started, you pay just some perfect gems and get the Gladiator's Bane for some perfect gems and are good to go. And here you can see with the champion pack and the those are where the lightning immunes, but Infinity breaks those immunities. You can see the mana is getting a bit lower, but not something kind of risky. Standing with the ED curse in mid of the crowd, nothing happens. You see the mana is slightly, but with an insight instead of an infinity, nothing happens, really nothing. And you can see it just is kind of nice and stable. Yeah, that's it. This is the Immortal Sorceress with Nova this time. Thanks for watching and till the next time. Bye bye.